Oh, hello. Welcome to TLDR Reviews from the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast. We're going to take a look at Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. Let's dive in. How does developer Inti Creates describe Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2? Well, here's the description from the Steam page. Koji Igarashi and Inti Creates are back with more retro sword and whip action. Curse of the Moon 2 brings classic 2D action and a dark 8-bit aesthetic together with modern playability. The multiple scenario structure of the previous title returns with an epic new story supervised by Koji Igarashi himself. Players take control of Zangetsu, a swordsman from the Far East who bears a deep grudge against demonkind and the alchemists who summoned them. Zangetsu must battle his way to the demonic stronghold, but he doesn't have to do it alone. Zangetsu can ally himself with a brand new cast of characters he meets along the way and add them to the playable roster. 3 brand new playable characters appear in Curse of the Moon 2, including the Exorcist Dominique. All characters from the original Curse of the Moon game are playable too. Each new character adds a variety of gameplay options, abilities, and ways to complete the game's many stages. Players can also create demon hunting duos in 2-player local co-op available for the first time in the series. Work together with a friend, mix and match strengths of 2 different characters, and conquer stages in tons of new exciting ways. How would I describe Bloodstained? Think NES-style Castlevania games with modern accessibility features. I got 1,000 out of 1,000 gamer score and spent about 17 hours to get 100% in the game. The game requires about 4 playthroughs to get every achievement, and each run is between 3 to 5 hours depending on skill and difficulty. My playthrough was also played on the casual difficulty, which allowed for infinite lives, continues, and no knockback effect when hit by enemies. I originally tried normal difficulty, but switched after the first couple of levels after I decided I was going for the 100% Achievos. Pros, and things I liked most about this game. Classic platforming action. Classic hack and slash beat 'em up gameplay. Cool new characters with fun new powers as well. Fun boss encounters, and lots of replayability with multiple endings and paths. What are the cons or things I didn't like about the game? Difficulty might be tough for some, even with casual adjustments. Some bosses require very specific tactics that might not be as fun or fit your gaming style. And final verdict, who is this game for? Overall, I would rate this game a 4 out of 5 or highly recommended on our TNC rating scale. And when I say highly recommended, I mean highly recommended for fans of Metroidvania games, NES aesthetics, or fans of platformers. If you're not too into those types of games, it might more or less be a 3 out of 5 or just a good game for every kind of gamer. But I have to say, every time I jumped into the game, I just had old school nostalgic feeling of playing a classic Castlevania-like game and had a blast doing it. The characters and powers was enough to keep me interested in the combat, and even more so when the game brought back some familiar faces from the first game. You don't have to play the first game, but I recommend that one as well. Plus, you'll have the added benefit of understanding the story and characters a bit more. So again, I highly recommend Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 and give it a 4 out of 5 on our scale. As my playtime suggests, I must have really enjoyed it to go through all the endings and totaling 17 hours of playtime. Thank you so much for checking out our quick review. Please reach out if you have any questions about the game. And feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And for all things gaming, food, and the good old days, make sure to check out the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast. New episodes post weekly Saturdays on all podcast services. And as always, see you online.